Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I do not need these headphones, and I think it's week 12. We're doing the picks today. I just want to say thanks to everyone that's been watching. Our views for the NFL videos are up over last year. We got about 50 people on average watching. If you're new to this channel, make sure to like, subscribe. We're doing football picks every week. We do giveaways here and there. You have a chance to join leagues, fantasy leagues, where I give away jerseys. Fun stuff coming in the future for this channel. We're just getting started, guys. I know I've been around for a couple of years, but we're just getting started. And I love meeting all the people from all over North America, mostly cheering for all these different teams. It's always fun to have the conversation going. Join the Discord if you want to keep it going. So fun-loving community. Hope to see you guys there. But guys, week 12, we had Thanksgiving, 3 games going on. All the favorites won. Some spreads here and there for the favorites and underdogs. Hope you guys enjoyed all those games. But we got all the rest of the teams in action Sunday and Monday. No bye weeks this week. So everyone else is going to have a chance to show what they got. We're going to start things off with the Carolina Panthers hosting the Denver Broncos. And really, they're not really playing for too much more. Russell Wilson just continues to not lead this team on the Broncos side to much success whatsoever, which has me leaning Panthers at home to win this game. We're doing Pickem here, and if you guys want spread picks, I release those Sunday morning over on my Twitter, again, in the description below. Panthers going to win this one. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I like what I've seen with the Panthers ever since they gave up McCaffrey. A lot of people thought they would pretty much be finished after that, but they've had a lot of fight. Seems like a team that wants to win. Their defense is quite strong. I think Russell's going to have a lot of struggles, and we could see the defense win this game for the Panthers overall. Maybe a defensive touchdown, something like that, some picks. That's kind of what I expect to see, but you never know. I'm wrong sometimes. I forgot off the top of the video, 10-4 last week in Pickem, so we saw a little bit of a turnaround in my overall record, 96, 67, and 1. So that's what it is now. And against the spread, we went 8-6 last week. 87 and 77 on the season. And guys, I had a rough stretch there. I'm confident with last week's picks, and it looked like I'm turning a corner. So I actually have a really good feeling about this week. Going to the next pick, and I'm saying that right now as I switched my pick on this one earlier when I was doing my pregame prep for the video. Switched my pick with Fournette being out now for the Buccaneers being chosen to be out, announced, I guess you say. I like the Browns. They pretty much have all their full depth charts starting on the Browns side. Brady gonna have to really carry the load without Fournette back there. So I like the Browns to at least keep this super close and come away with a home win. They're very much in this hunt if they can start winning outright the rest. They still have a bunch of division games left. Win those, win and they're in. So this is a playoff game for the Browns. The Buccaneers, on the other hand, they can afford to lose this one. The South Division isn't doing so great, and I think we all expect them to kind of be able to walk away with it. But again, if they don't close it out sooner rather than later, it could come down to the wire near the end. We'll see how that plays out, but I like the Browns here, especially to cover the spread. Jacksonville hosting the Ravens. One team's very much on top of the AFC North. Jacksonville, pretty much been a downward spiral since the first 3 weeks of the season. We all know they're not going to make the playoffs at this rate. The South and the AFC seems to be walking around with the Titans. Maybe the Colts have a shot, but the Jags they got too much to handle. They're ahead of the Texans, at least for now, but this is not going to have a lot to say about it. I expect the Ravens to win this one. Yeah. Next up, Dolphins hosting the Texans. The same kind of story as the last game. I think in a pick'em style pool and just picking the straight up winner, you got to go with the Dolphins. The offense on the Houston Texans side of the ball just hasn't been able to score enough points. And with the offense we see in the Dolphins side, they should be able to put up bare minimum 20. And if they do that, I find it hard to believe that the Texans are going to be able to win this one. But we might see the rookie running back at least slow this game down so the Dolphins offense doesn't have the ball as much in their hands. But I don't think it matters. I think very similarly to the way the Chiefs go, Dolphins are going to be able to handle the ball when they have the ball. So I like that. Next up, Jets hosting Chicago Bears. This is going to be a great game. I hope to see Justin Fields in action. Right now he's questionable. He's going to be a game time decision. So with that in mind, I'm going with the Jets as well. I think, well, like I know if Fields even plays, I would still be the Jets. Spread-wise, we're talking a different story. The spread's been all over the place this week. 4.5 it opened, Jets favorite. And then kind of as the week goes on, the news coming out about Fields, it's turned to 7. So that has me leaning more that Fields probably isn't playing. Should he get announced to play, I would expect to see that spread switch probably like 6.5 or something like that. So keep your eye on that. This is a game. This is a no bet game for me pretty much all around. I do think the Jets are going to win. White is announced quarterback. Just Zach Wilson benched, so can't be much worse, right? I would like to see the Jets. This is a game that matters so much to them if they're going to take a big step forward here. But yeah, Titans hosting the Bengals. This one is going to be one of the better games of the week this week, I think. Mixon has been announced out. Jamar Chase still out for the Bengals. That is a lot of concern for me. Titans have been pretty impressive. It's one of those all-around team efforts on both sides of the ball that they just keep winning. They're strong on defense. They get the offensive scores when they need it. The red zone conversion rate quite high. I think they finally missed a couple weeks ago, or this past week, they finally missed a red zone. But I like them to win this game. Derrick Henry going to be strong, going strong. The Titans are going strong. I like the momentum on this team right now. The Bengals, on the other hand, they had a tough game last week that they squeezed out, and I'm surprised with how they played the Steelers. The game was a lot more high scoring than I thought it was. Would be the public, I think, in general, thought that that game would be a lot lower scoring. But so the offense was definitely still going strong for the Bengals. So we'll see how that goes. But I think this one's likely going to be a lot more low scoring than last week's game. Next up, we have a pretty interesting matchup between the Falcons and the Commanders. Commanders are still in last place in this NFC East, but record-wise, they're the best division in the league, and they're on their way. Like, who knows? Wait, is it even? I don't even think it is possible, I guess. Is it possible for all the division teams to make the playoffs? That'd be wild if we saw it. I don't know if that's possible. I guess it is. 7 teams make the playoffs on each side. So if all the teams come from the East, that would just be wild. But right now, it's looking like I guess it could happen. And I am picking the Washington Commanders to win this game. Better team. I just think overall, Heineke's taken this role as starter from Wentz, and he's just rolling with it. And this is his chance now that he has confidence of his team behind him, coach, all that stuff. He's gonna win this game. Falcons, on the other hand, just can't. They can't compete. Their defense just not be able to keep teams back as much as you would need from a contending team. And their offense is just still a little bit questionable. Definitely Mariota does some questionable plays, turnover-worthy plays very often. So I think that's one's going to be leaning Washington's way. It brings us to Arizona hosting the Chargers. And Kyler Murray still questionable at this point. Again, I think I talked about this last week. I don't suspect it to make a difference. Chargers looking all right, keeping up with the Chiefs last Sunday night. I'm going to go with them on this one. They have more to play for. I think they have a stronger team when healthy. And just like them. Arizona's just been somewhat of a dumpster fire for what we would have expected from them. They got embarrassed in Mexico last week. Some travel in there. I just think that these two West teams are gonna just duke it out, but Chargers gonna walk away with it. This brings us to next game: Seahawks hosting the Raiders. And if you guys watch this video every week or most weeks, you'll know what I'm about to say about the Raiders. I still think they're the strongest team with such a bad record. Devontae Adams, was he getting up to 15 targets a week right now? And I think he can carry this team to wins, man. And the fact that the Raiders in general are probably looked at as a crappy team in the public eyes a lot. They're not watching the fine-tuned games. I think that really discounts them on the betting market. And even though they're in Vegas, just there's this stigma around the team right now that to me is undervaluing them. And I like them in the spot personally. I don't think the Seahawks are. I think the Seahawks are more in line with what we thought they might be at the beginning of the season. It's finally starting to catch up with them a little bit. And realistically, they aren't going to win this division. San Francisco should. they're good fighting for a playoff spot, so they got more to play for. They got that in their corner. Maybe I'm discounting that, but that's where I'm at. Next game up, we have the Rams and the Chiefs, and if you brought this game up 2 years ago, you'd be like, this is going to be a great game. Why is this not Sunday night? But it's the biggest spread of the week this week at 14.5 points. The Rams have just fallen down. They're not going to make the playoffs at the rate they're going, and I think most people would expect them not to now. Chiefs are going to roll them. They don't have the offense to compete with the Chiefs. This very well could be the blowout that they're predicting, 14.5 point spread. I don't have much else to add. Next up, we got the 49ers and the New Orleans Saints at home. This is going to be a good game, I think. Quietly a good game. I know the whole public is going to be on the 49ers, especially how they went with the Cardinals, how they rolled over the Cardinals last week. That's not to say in a pick-em style of game, I'm not picking the 49ers like I am. But I think the Saints are quiet here. They're a sneaky, quiet team that has kind of gone under the radar. They performed very good last week in that win against a team that some people had thought they were going to lose against. And with the Saints, they do have that veteran presence in the quarterback with Dalton. They do have a defense that keeps them around in games, and they do have the wild card of Hill, quarterback, wildcat, tight end, whatever. They do have some interesting pieces there, so this could very well be another one of the games of the possible week. Same with this next game. Eagles hosting the Packers. The Eagles, I think, we're starting to see the public caught up with them being a good team, and now we're seeing them come back down to earth. This is probably more where you could expect them from little tight games, but still the better team on most days. Against the Packers, a team that has underperformed all season long. I'm sure they have aspirations of fighting around for a playoff spot, but we're running out of weeks. What is it, 6 weeks left? And they got to win. They got to win on out, and this is going to be a very much do-or-die situation for the Packers. They're not catching up to the Eagles or anything like that, but to maintain ground with the Vikings, who already won this week, and they will have another game that they must win against in the future. You gotta think this game's gonna be pretty close. I do think overall the Eagles are gonna come to play, and they're gonna win this one. Rodgers he just hasn't shown to have the capability to carry this team on his back, especially against a top 5 team in the league with the Eagles, top 3, top 1, whoever you're talking with. I just don't think they have it, and on the road, etc. Monday night game, interesting game. We got the Steelers going to the Colts, and the Colts and Steelers, like this, Colts earlier in the season on prime time have shown pretty dud-like games against Denver, for example. And then you got the Steelers, who have shown some pretty exciting games this season. So this one could shape up, get 2 pretty evenly matched teams, in my opinion. Could go either way, and it's going to be exciting. It's actually interesting Monday night in that it's not necessarily crazy playoff implications with the Steelers likely out, Colts holding on for dear life. This game would bring them to 500, which I don't know if that's going to get it done in the AFC. Might be able to get into that last playoff spot. That tie might come back to haunt them that they got at the very first game of the season. Missed field goal. Eliminated me from Survivor. That's why I'm bringing it up. But guys, yeah, in a pick'em style here, I'm going to go with the Colts. I think down the stretch last season, they fell apart. And we're going to see like how serious this team is about being a competitor. Because this is a playoff game. And I'm excited to see it as an interesting Monday night tour. We don't normally see at this stage of the season, these kind of teams. So guys, there you have it. I don't know how long I've been rambling. It feels like for a while. So if you made it this far in the video, go down there, smash that like button, comment, I made it this far, and give me 3 of your top winners. And if you get them all right, I'll send you some sort of prize. But you had to have made it this far in the video to catch it. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll give something away. Peace out.